what they're going to have you do is look at the graph and figure out how did the graph move so that you can write the equation of the graph. Oh, I don't know where it went. Maybe check with me. Okay. So, the original graph is always going to start at 0, 0. We want to count and figure out how did that graph move to get to the new graph. So we're just going to count. This one moved 1, 2 to the right, and 1, 2, 3 down, right? 2 to the right, and 3 down. So our original graph said that we had x squared, right? So what we want to do is we want to figure out what did we need in parentheses for the x, which was squared, and then what do we need on the end to move it 3 down? The 3 down is the easy part. What did we do on the end to do 3 down?
We did 3 down, negative 3.
Negative 3, right? We just put a minus 3 on the end. Now, if I want to do the x part of it, if I want to move 2 to the right, then x has to equal 2, right?
Yeah.
But in order to put it in my parentheses, I need to move that number over. Remember, we moved the number over? So this would have really been x minus 2 equals 0 if I moved it back over here. Which meant in the parentheses, that would have been x minus 2. So if it's easier to think of it, think of that number here has to be the opposite of what you would have had, right? If this is 2, this got to be minus 2. That is going to be the equation of your new graph then. That's going to be your answer.
Okay.
Okay. So let's look at the next one. It was 13, we got to find 14. So, looking at my graph, starting at the one that's at 0, 0, and counting to the one here, the new one, how do I have to move?
You're going to move 1, 2, 2 to the right.
2 to the right. And
1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4.
4 down, right?
See, because I always count like, if I end up on the 2, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I would have said 5.
So you're going 1, 2, and you're not counting the top. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, okay. And 4 down.
Okay. So this time we're starting with the absolute value of x, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So I want to rewrite that to move it 2 to the right and 4 down, which means the part in the absolute value is going to be bigger because we got to put something in with the x, and then we're going to put something on the end. Which part do you want to do first?
Should we do negative 4?
Okay, negative 4. We know it's going to go 4 down. There's going to be a minus 4 outside of that, right?
Yeah.
What should be on the inside of that?
X equals 4.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
We're doing that left and right.
Oh, 2.
So if x equals 2, then I would have to have
0. X equals negative 2.
x doesn't equal negative
Okay.
2, but x minus 2. So x minus 2 is going to be in there, right? And so that's going to be my new answer. All right, let's look at number 15. The last one? Must be. So number 15. How does that graph move?
So I'm going 0, I'm going negative 1, 2, 3, right?
So we went to the left
Left.
3.
Negative 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 up. Yep, up 4. Now this time our original graph, I don't know why that cut off. There was supposed to be a square root. The line's missing. The original graph was the square root of x. Okay? So what are we going to do with that to make our new equation?
Okay, so square root. So is it going to be negative 3 plus 1, negative 1? 1?
I don't think so.
Oh.
What part are you doing first? Tell me what you're doing first. The left or the up?
I went to the left.
Okay, if I'm going to go left 3, what am I going to do? X equals
X equals
negative 3, right?
negative 3.
Which means when I move it over, I'm going to get
Negative
x
equals X minus.
If it's a minus 3, when I move it over, what's it going to become?
Positive.
Ah, it's going to be a plus 3, right? So it's going to be x plus 3 underneath that square root. So it's always going to end up being the opposite of what you had. And what's going to go on the end?
4
Plus
plus 4.
4. Make sure when you type it in, you get it out from under the square root. It's off on the end,
Oh,
not
okay.
under the square root. And when you type it in, it wants to try to type it under the square root. Okay? So, always think about here, this is going to be the opposite under here with your x. And that, of course, is the same. Because I didn't have to do any solving with the y. Alrighty, we'll give you till about 10 o'clock. You can look and see if you got any